في أي صورة ما شاء ركبك.
I'm a Muslim American with Pakistani heritage, right? And I'm really proud of that heritage. But my culture, for the most part, is American.
That's how 19-year-old Muhammad Faraz Siddiqui thinks of himself. In 2008, the Graduate Center of the City University of New York reported just under 1,350,000 self-identified Muslim Americans living in the United States. Muhammad's been in this country since he was 5. Now he's a sophomore at Wake Forest University in Winston-Salem, majoring in religion with a minor in chemistry.
سمع الله لمن حمده.
It's Friday, and he's leading about a dozen Wake Forest students in the evening Islamic prayer. Muhammad and his family live in New York City. When he was 9, Muslim terrorists hijacked 2 commercial planes and crashed them into the World Trade Center Twin Towers.
My mom, she sat me down. She said, look, your dad is there. So my dad works right by the World Financial District. He's a civil engineer. He works for the Department of Transportation, and we couldn't contact him.
Muhammad's father escaped the destruction and made it home later that night.
After 9/11, my life changed by making me a stronger Muslim. I had to start learning about my own religion deeper and deeper and deeper. Let's pull the Quran up. You want to read the verses before it and the verses after it. It would talk about all this, how to fight, and immediately it would provide a set of ethics. You can't hurt anyone that's innocent. You can't hurt women and children. If you conquer an area, don't plumage. You can't. It's not allowed in our religion. Even suicide itself, it's not allowed in Islam. No matter how controversial the question is, or no matter how offensive the question you might think it might be, ask me the question. Because I would love to answer. If I can't answer, I would love to point you in the right direction.
Constant questions, actually, all the time. And it will be the same question, just reworded differently. Why I covered. So I really gave up after that.
Khadijah Cook is African American. Her mother converted to Islam before Khadijah was born. Her 2 older brothers joined the faith, and at age 11, Khadijah chose to follow Islam, the only religion she's ever known. But she says post 9/11 in her Philadelphia high school, students made her uncomfortable as she practiced Islam.
This is at the time when my mom was very strict with covering. I wore my overgarment, which is the long dress that we are required to wear, and my headscarf, which is the khimar. I got stares. I got opposing questions. It made me feel isolated. And during my high school years, it was a time I did come out of my khimar and my overgarment. I was in the 10th grade and I was 14. I was accepted. I had friends, and then they started wanting to go out with me and wanted to ask me where I bought my clothes from and who did my hair. And when you're in high school, all the things that you think matter, when all actuality they don't.
Now 17, the sophomore is an English major at Bennett College in Greensboro. She's recommitted herself to Islam. She wraps her hair and wears long-sleeved, loose-fitting shirts and loose pants. She says it's still a struggle to feel accepted on a non-Muslim campus, but she's becoming more optimistic.
Bennett's reputation is sisterhood, and they often want to join hands in prayer in Jesus' name. So actually today, the girl reached for my hand, and I just politely declined and told her the reason being, because that's not my faith. So she understood that, actually. That was a first when I actually got oh, okay, I understand.
I believed Christianity was not only true for me, but true for everyone. So maybe I believed that Muslims didn't quite have it right. And now I was going to save them, of course.
24-year-old Stephanie Yep grew up Catholic, then Protestant, just outside of Chicago. She's Caucasian and the youngest of 4. According to Stephanie, she's always been strong in her faith, but a series of religion classes at Illinois College pointed out biblical contradictions she couldn't reconcile.
2 different stories about Noah's Ark, which I think to me was probably more significant. In one story, it talks about 2 pairs of each species being brought onto the boat. In another, it says 7 pairs. As someone who was a leader in the church, I knew so much about my faith, and something as simple that was right there in the Bible I wasn't even aware of.
Now she's in her 2nd year of a master's program in religion at Wake Forest University. Since 2006, she's been intensely studying Islam. And this past February, she converted.
There's one God. And then this idea of simplicity, I feel, is very present in Islam. And then you start praying and you prostrate. There's something so beautiful about that, bowing down to your Creator.
Stephanie says her parents were devastated, but since then, they've become more supportive.
When I was praying at my house, when they came to visit, my sister was trying to talk to me because she didn't realize I was praying. And my mom and dad stopped her and they're like, "Janine, she's praying right now." That was huge for me. Here were my parents recognizing my faith and respecting it.
Kathryn Mobley, WFDD News in Winston-Salem.